Simply put, what I've come to discover is that life is like one giant puzzle. We all don't know what the complete puzzle looks like. However, within us, we hold a few pieces of this puzzle.
When we were younger, we got to do whatever we wanted. We didn't have to spend time thinking about how a certain decision might influence our future. We were carefree and didn't understand that one day, the choices we made would begin to substantially affect how our lives played out. As we get older, we start to learn more about the relationship between our choices and the consequences that follow, both the positive and negative ones. We will inevitably make great decisions that enhance our lives, and at the same time, we'll make the wrong choice too, and see firsthand how one poor choice can ripple into a lot more. The reason I'm making this video is because I want to communicate the importance of learning from your past choices. To do this, I will first share two important choices from my life. These decisions proved to have many consequences that truly changed my path in life. Then I will share some advice on reflecting on your past decisions and how to approach new choices that you will be faced with in the future. I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. In August of 2020, I started my freshman year of college. As you know, the pandemic was in full force at this time, but the school allowed us to go on campus, and so I decided to dorm there. From the very first day, I knew something was off. Whether it was all of the rules when it came to what you could or couldn't do, or the fact that I was simply not ready to be on my own like this yet. I felt extremely uneasy about being on campus. I felt lost, confused, and my social anxiety was getting the best of me. Most of my classes were online, and so I felt like I had no opportunities to go outside. I did not have high expectations for anything getting better in the future, and I feared that my first semester in college would essentially be a waste. I had a decision to make. Would I stay on campus and see if it gets better, or go back home and do the semester virtually? After weighing out the pros and cons, I chose to leave campus and return home, and today I look back on that decision with extreme satisfaction. First off, I saved a lot of money by completing the semester at home instead of in my dorm on campus. I definitely was happier at home, and as a result, I was motivated to work hard and do everything I needed to get good grades. But the most important consequence did not appear until the end of the semester. It was now December 2020. I had just finished a fulfilling semester at home, and because of that, I felt a newfound level of self-confidence that I could achieve great things even if I was just sitting in my room. I finally decided to give content creation a try, and here we are over a year later. It's safe to say that this decision steered me into a more positive direction in my life, and I will forever be grateful. This next choice that I want to talk about has a more gray outcome than my decision to leave campus. I don't regret my choice, but the gap between the good and bad consequences is definitely closer. At least that's the way I see it now. So, to be brief as possible, over this past year, I had to let go of some longtime friends. For privacy reasons, I won't say exactly why I did it, but basically it was due to conflicting morals and viewpoints. The reason why I eventually ended things had always been something that bothered me, but I never said anything about it. This was 100% my fault, but I also realized that even if I did say something, they wouldn't change. As I started to think more about what I wanted to accomplish in life, I began asking myself, can I do these things and uphold my morals if I am friends with people who have these viewpoints? I came to the unfortunate conclusion that I couldn't have these people in my life anymore, and so I made the choice to stop being friends with them. Initially, it seemed like there were more bad results than good. I was losing people who had always been good to me. They were some of the only people who I could go to if I needed help. I felt lonely, and I began to question whether I would ever find the same kind of close friendship ever again. But I don't want to come off like I want pity for choosing the way I did. I was fully aware that there would be moments of struggle after my choice, but I still believe that I made the right decision. I know that down the road, I will feel more complete and more true to myself because I have been able to stay in tune with the morals that I hold closest. Let this example represent the duality in every choice you and I will make as we go through life. There will be good outcomes and drawbacks in almost every important decision we make. The key is acknowledging, reflecting on, and accepting these consequences. Learn from them, and use that wisdom in every future choice you have to make. In this section, I want to help you by providing some advice about making significant life choices. I'll start by saying this though. I'm absolutely not an expert in this field whatsoever. I'm still very young and have only just started to make important decisions in my life, and I wanted to share the reflections that I have made so far. If you want, think about a past example that can serve as practice, or maybe you have an important choice that you are about to make. I want you to consider these questions. What led you to this choice? If you did go through with it, what was your rationale? Was your decision solely influenced by your own morals and needs, or did someone or something else play a part too? If you are in the process of making an important life decision, make a list of the pros and cons that you see right now. Where do you think this choice could lead you? Is it somewhere you know will be positive? While some decisions may be solved just by looking at a pros and cons list, life is not always that simple. You will undoubtedly have to make choices where the right path is blurred from you. You might not know 100% if one option is better than the other, but you know what? That's part of the risk. When you inevitably face a decision like this, remember this advice. A few months after the choice is made, return to it. See if what you thought would happen did, and make a conclusion about whether you are satisfied, regretful, or indifferent to the decision. If you realize that it was a mistake, you still have the gift of improvement. You can learn from the setback and make better choices next time. All actions will have positives and negatives. Some will require you to let go of things you never thought you could. You might overthink about past decisions and what would have happened if you chose differently. I strongly protest doing this. You'll never be able to rewrite your life. Own what decisions you make and keep moving forward. You will have plenty of time to make up for any mistakes. I really want to hear your thoughts on this topic. If you're open to sharing, I'd love to hear an example from your life about an important decision you made and how it affected your future. Also, since this channel does have a strong connection to Destiny, I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are on the Witch Queen and the future of Destiny. It seems that a ton of people are loving the expansion so far, myself included. You can definitely expect to see some new places as well in the coming videos. As always, this has been Dark Horse, and I will see you in the next video.